In the autumn of 1963, Porsche unveiled a completely new range of road-going models intended to replace the aging 356 series. The most important premiere was the 901 prototype, transformed a year later into the legendary 911 and equipped with a new six-cylinder 2-liter boxer engine. The engine was designed not only for the road market, but also for motorsport. Porsche planned to build a new Grand Touring sports car, which could be raced by both factory teams and private customers, the cornerstone of motorsport at the time. Thus, the concept for the future 904 Carrera GTS was born. Hans Tomala, creator of the 911 engine, was responsible for the design of the new car. The car received the internal designation 904 and the parallel brand name Carrera GTS, though over time the two terms became synonymous. Unlike earlier Porsche racers, which featured an aluminum superstructure on a tubular frame, the car featured a steel platform with a roll bar and a body made of glass fiber reinforced plastic. This solution not only reduced weight, but also, above all, increased the vehicle's structural rigidity, crucial when driving on the rough public roads of the Targa Florio or rally stages. The modern bodywork, housed in a lightweight composite shell, was designed by Ferdinand Alexander Butzi Porsche, grandson of the company founder. The bodywork was manufactured by Heinkel, previously known for its aircraft production. The 904's silhouette was characterized by clean lines, a low nose, smooth surfaces, and aerodynamic minimalism. The only elements disrupting the elegant sidelines were the air intakes behind the doors, responsible for cooling the rear axle brakes. In terms of proportions, the car strongly resembled classic endurance prototypes, and from the outset revealed its racing purpose, although it was legally roadworthy. Initially, the plan was to power the 904 with a new six-cylinder engine from the 911. The idea quickly met resistance from customers accustomed to the proven four-cylinder boxer engine from the 550, 718, and RS models. The six-cylinder engine was new, untested, and risky, and Porsche needed to produce at least 100 examples to obtain homologation for the GTS class. So a compromise was decided. A production run of 100 units with the four-cylinder engine would be built first, followed a year later by a second batch with the six-cylinder engine. Ultimately, the second series never saw the light of day, which later made the 9046 a true rarity. The base 2-liter four-cylinder boxer engine used twin Weber carburetors. In road-going form, it produced 155 HP, while with a track-oriented exhaust, power rose to around 180 HP. Over time, the engine was refined with larger intake valves and four new camshafts, increasing output to 185 HP. A good power-to-weight ratio was key to the Carrera GTS's success. Weighing just 650 kg, the car accelerated to 100 km/h in around 5 seconds and reached a top speed of over 260 km/h, making it one of the fastest GT machines in the world in the mid-1960s. The 904 chassis featured independent suspension with disc brakes and rear-wheel drive via a 5-speed manual gearbox. Development testing began in the fall of 1963 at the Weissach and Nürburgring circuits, where the car was subjected to the brutal stresses of endurance racing. Although the car handled like a fully fledged prototype, it was also roadworthy, a huge advantage for private customers. They could wheel the 904 to the track, compete, and then drive it home, almost like the rally epics of the 1950s. Homologation was still pending in March 1964, so the Porsche 904's first races were in the prototype class at the 12 Hours of Sebring. The first car finished 9th, while the second finished 20th after a clutch failure. A month later, the 904 became a sensation at the Targa Florio, with two cars taking the top 2 places overall, marking the beginning of an impressive winning streak. These successes attracted the attention of both private customers and competitors, who quickly recognized Porsche as the leader of the Grand Touring sports category. During the 1964 and 1965 seasons, the Porsche 904 dominated GT competitions worldwide. Victories or podium finishes followed at Spa, Le Mans, Reims, the Tour de France Automobile, the Nürburgring, Watkins Glen, Zandvoort, Monza, and Sebring. It also won hill climbs and the icy Monte Carlo Rally, where it was considered a long shot before the start due to its mid-engine layout. However, its lightness, stiffness, and excellent weight distribution allowed the Carrera GTS to cope with conditions that seemed completely impassable. A total of 120 904s were built, 104 of which were standard four-cylinder versions intended for sale. The remaining cars were prototypes with larger engines. 10 cars were fitted with the 210 HP six-cylinder engine from the 911, creating the rare 9046 variant. Even rarer were 6 machines with a 2-liter 8-cylinder racing engine developing approximately 235 HP, previously used in the 804 Formula One car. One of the examples with this engine was built as a Spider. It was these variants that Porsche used in its most prestigious prototype races. In 1965, the 8-cylinder 904 finished fourth in the 24 Hours of Le Mans, just ahead of the standard 904 GTS. Only 3 Ferraris with 3.3-liter V12 engines finished higher. The Carrera GTS dominated until 1966, when it was replaced by the 906 Carrera 6, lighter, more advanced, and the first Porsche to be tested in a wind tunnel. The 904 remains the last Porsche to be a road-going coupe and a high-performance prototype. The 8-cylinder 904, number 008, which competed at Le Mans in 1964 and 1965, still stands in the Porsche Museum.